So here's the bike in all its glory. Like I said, Cfmoto Papio SS. I got this bike about 6 months ago and I've been riding it since. Probably one of my favorite bikes to ride. We'll go through all the parts I got on it, but first I'm gonna do some riding and get comfortable, get warmed up for the day. So we'll show you some of that and then we'll go over everything. Oh, type shit. Alright, so the first thing I did to this bike, and the first thing you would need to do any wheelies at all, is getting rid of the ABS. So there's 2 or 3 ways to do this. You can pull the ABS fuse. When you pull the fuse though, your speedometer will not work and your miles will not go up, so you'll have no trace of the miles, and also your brakes will still feel squishy. What I did is I went in and I got some steel braided brake lines. These are actually off my Grom and these are +2, more than enough brake line. You could probably do a stock Grom line, maybe even shorter, especially if you have the stock clip-ons and not dirt bars. So braided brake line up front and then braided lines in the rear. Like I said, these are just Grom lines, so they're a little too big. The next thing you're gonna need if you're gonna be doing wheelies is an oil breather mod. So that's what this is right here. This is a prototype. I have the actual product, the Wicked Works oil breather mod, should be coming out later this week. Basically, in short term, your stock oil breather is back here, and when you do a wheelie, all the oil comes out of it and it clogs it. This puts oil in your airbox, and it'll also cause your engine to choke and increase crankcase pressure. So by adding this new filter line and replacing the oil cap, the filter is way up here, it deletes these issues, and it also keeps the oil in your motor, not in the airbox. So the airbox is plugged off, the motor's plugged off, and you got a new line. Now the next thing you're gonna want, or maybe even the first thing, is gonna be some crash protection. So we've got the 12 bar and we've got a front cage. Front cages aren't on the market yet. This is kind of like a prototype. It works for now. As you can see, it takes a beating, but it works good. There's no cracks or scratches on this bike, -2. The first one right here, and the second right here. That is from, this one right here is from when I didn't have a front cage, and that other one is from a different bike hitting my bike. So the crash protection works great. All my plastics and fairings are in great condition. This rear one here is broken, or not even broken, it just needs a bolt, which is also my fault from laying it down on its side doing the clutch install. That brings us right into the next thing you're gonna want. Stock clutch on these, just like every other Mini, is not up to par. You're gonna want an upgraded clutch. So inside of here is your clutch. So what we've done with the clutch is we've done the SMR 30% springs and the SMR clutch plates. This has made it a lot easier to get it up. I can get the bike up in first, second, third. Granted, I do have some gearing changes, but there is an improvement. I've got some 60% springs being made, but expect those to be coming in the next couple months. Hopefully that'll make it a lot easier. Now, to make up for the lack of clutch bite, I've got some gearing changes. So we are +2 in the back and down 1 in the front. The cheapest way to change your sprockets is definitely with the front. I think it's $9 to $10, and that rear sprocket is about $40. So let's talk about the bars. I have a modified Papio CL top triple, and then I have a set of 1/1/8 risers that I made. This is not a cost-effective way to do this. I'm really hoping to get these CNC ones made pretty soon. As you can see, my key bracket and dash, none of it's mounted properly. If you were to do this the right way, you would basically need a whole Papio CL from the top triple to the bars, just because of the way everything works. On these rental fat bars, we have the 6-shot easy pull lever. This is the one finger, I think it's the 4-inch version. And then we have a Brembo RCS 14 for the Handbrake Master. As you can see, great bite. On the right side, basically stock up here, minus a 1-finger lever. Makes stoppies pretty easy. However, I have been finding that a 3-finger would be better than a 2-finger. Going down from the handbrake, we have a 68-inch brake line, steel braided Cfmoto brake line. Here we have the WickedWorks handbrake bracket. This allows you to use Brembo P32s and P34s on your bike. This is a P34 hooked up to the foot brake, and we have a P32 down here hooked up to the handbrake. Stock rear tire, personally I love them for drifting and wheelies. I feel like they're the best option out there, especially for the price. In the front, we have a Kenda K6022. Definitely my favorite tire to stoppie on. If you're not doing stoppies, it shouldn't really matter what tire you have on the front. I have slid out on these one time, but I've been using these tires. This exact tire has been on my Grom and my Papio, and it's just the best. Now really the only thing you're going to need to wheelie this bike or stunt this bike out, you need to get rid of your ABS, whether you pull the fuse or get new lines, and you're going to want some crash protection. I wheelied on this bike with stock clip-ons, and a bunch of other people do. I thought they were fine. The dirt bars definitely were better for having the handbrake and all that stuff, but the clip-ons were just fine. So if you got any questions, hit me up on Instagram or check out WickedWorks. Website's live on Google and all that, and I got an Instagram account for that as well. But appreciate y'all checking it out, and I'll see you next time.